Good morning to my teachers and all of my friends. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Vincent, and I am an entrepreneurship student at Podomoro University. I would like to talk about something that is rarely talked about in our society, and it's one of the biggest problem we have in the world actually. You never say to someone who has a broken bone to just forget about it and the pain will pass away. You would never say to someone who has cancer that they're just faking it and it's all for attention. You would never say to someone in a wheelchair to just stand up and it's all in their head. You obviously never say that to someone because you know it's like mental illness. It's not like they chose to have it. It's it's something that just happens from up there and you can just snap out of it. You know, people sometimes say if you have something like that, they would just say to snap out of it. But if we all can, then we already forget about it and long ago before someone say that to you. Um, you can't really tell that someone have mental illness because you can't really see it. Only people who has it can feel it. They can feel the battle that happens inside them. Sometimes people could just blame themselves because anxiety and depression. There's this one person that have been diagnosed by anxiety and depression, but no one can tell. That's why it's kind of doubted in our society. The people who can feel it are only the people who had it because they can feel the battle inside them. But you should never blame yourself for having depression and anxiety because it's just something happening in your brain. You can't do anything for it. It usually happens because of a childhood trauma or even genetics. If you ever seen a mental hospital in the movies, it's not it's actually really different from what we have in real life. The one in the movies looks more like a prison, like a jail, but a mental hospital in real life actually looks not much different than any other hospital. It's light and bright. I think it is also one of the reasons why people who have mental illness are scared to tell people like their families and their friends about their mental illness. Beating mental illness is not easy, but you can do it. Mental illness is just an old-fashioned supervillain, and you're the superhero. You can beat it to the ground. Sometimes people joke about mental illness and say things that are hurtful to people who have them, but they shouldn't do that. Mental illness is not something to joke around. It's something serious and it's there. It's real and it's there. Sometimes people like to say such hurtful things to people who have mental illness. They shouldn't do that. If you never had depression, you never know how it feels being worthless and have the world against you. Mental health is not a dirty word. We all have mental health like we do have physical health, good or ill, but not seeking help at those times when it seems too much. Having depression or anxiety can impact the rest of our lives. I think that is all I can say for my speech. Thank you for listening.